that ain't hanging on nothing, that ain't sucked up by the sun, still sits in orbit. Isn't that pretty amazing? I mean, do you think that could happen by itself? Well, I don't think it could either. I think somebody has to say, I'm going to set you here, and I'm going to set you here, and I'm going to set you here, and this is where you're going to be at till I move you, right? And I'm in control, and by me, and by my power, and by my will, you exist and consist. Now, the Bible says, talking about Jesus, all things were made by him and for him, right? And everything by him consists, exists, has its place. Without him, there wouldn't be anything, right? Isn't that what it says? Okay? So that tells me, he says, you stay right there. This is where I want you, and this is where you'll stay. Okay? So, now, the observable universe, 93 billion light years. You say, Eddie, what is a light year? Well, I'm glad you asked. The distance was where the light would take from this point to get to that point. That's a light year. Now, the light travels at certain rate of speed. It's pretty quick, right? And so, the Voyager, now, I don't know if y'all ever watched Star Trek. Any of y'all ever watched Star Trek? Voyager. It was Voyager on Star Trek, old school Star Trek. Voyager 1 has been out in space 45 years. And she's still a ticking. She's better than a Timex, right? How far has she gone? 24,893,086,991 kilometers. In Robinson County terms, that's a fur piece. Okay? Light years. How long it would take light, if you shined a light big enough to get to it, it would take 23 hours, 3 minutes, and 54 seconds at the speed of light. That's starting to blow your medulla just a little bit, ain't it? Right? You say, Eddie, why are you telling me this? Because there's a lot of time and effort spent on trying to explain things when Genesis 1 takes care of it pretty quick. Right? The universe, there's no end. And it's continually expanding. What's that mean? It's like them stretchy breeches you have to wear after Christmas. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? It's getting bigger and bigger, right? So it's just vast out there. Now, Paul said, I went to the third heaven, right? Now, if they can't find the end of the universe, right, where's the third heaven? Where does God live? In the expanse of the universe. Well, it takes faith to believe in God, doesn't it? It takes faith to believe in a home that God has prepared. It takes faith to believe that. And listen, you are saved by grace through faith. And so when we take the book and we open up the book, it's a faith-based book. So you take scientists and microbiologists and just people who've got all this sense, and you open up the book, and it's so simple. In Genesis 1:1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And then what comes out the earth? Period. Now, my question is, can you believe that? Can you believe that? Well, my thing is, I think it's a must. You must believe it. Now, listen, I want us to be fairly smart. I don't want you to be too big for your britches. I don't want you to be too smart. But when somebody throws up evolution and all that kind of stuff, you need to be able to refute those things and say, no, God created everything, and nothing didn't come from nothing, okay, except what God did when he created, okay? And so this doesn't become that over a period of time.